Breaking news. Leaked footage shows Donald Trump destroying Keir Starmer in a confrontation nobody was supposed to witness. US corporations are evacuating billions in investments from Britain. British veterans are flooding the streets in protest. The king has torn through 70 years of silence, and what Trump said has triggered the biggest political crisis Britain has seen in decades. Here's what ignited this diplomatic firestorm. 2 days ago in Brussels, Trump and Starmer met privately. The room was swept for cameras. Security checked everyone. But someone recorded the whole thing anyway. The footage is crystal clear, and Trump's words are absolutely devastating. The confrontation started the second they sat down. Trump didn't do small talk. "You're regulating American companies while British soldiers sleep on concrete. That's your priority?" Starmer froze. Trump kept going. £1.2 billion spent on hotel rooms for people who crossed your border illegally, 4-star hotels, spa treatments, room service, while veterans who fought in Afghanistan and Iraq are living in cardboard boxes. Starmer tried explaining housing policies and immigration backlogs. Trump cut him off. "James Patterson, Royal Marine, 3 tours in Afghanistan, survived IED attacks, found him sleeping outside a McDonald's in London, your capital city, a decorated British hero living like garbage while your government pays for ocean view suites." Trump held up his phone showing the photograph. Patterson's military medals visible on his jacket. A cardboard sign beside him read, "Veteran, please help." The image hit like a bomb. "We found 12 more like him in 1 week. 12 British heroes, 1 American team, 7 days. Where's your government?" Trump's voice was ice cold. "You spent $1.2 billion on luxury accommodations? How much did you spend finding Patterson?" Starmer's face turned red. His hands gripped the table. He mentioned social programs and support networks. Trump wasn't having it. "Your programs failed. Veterans are dying on your streets, but illegal migrants get 4-star treatment. The world sees this, America sees this, and we're disgusted." The meeting exploded. Starmer stood up fast, chair scraping loud. "You don't understand British domestic issues." Trump didn't move. "I understand priorities. Take care of your soldiers first. You failed that basic test. That's not politics. That's moral bankruptcy." Starmer and his team walked out. 3 minutes later, the room was empty. 6 hours later, the footage was everywhere. Social media went nuclear. 40 million views on the first day. Twitter flooded. Instagram exploded. TikTok trending worldwide. Even the BBC couldn't ignore it anymore. The footage was too damning, too viral, too real. Then King Charles made a move that shocked the world. At a veterans fundraiser that evening, he spoke words that landed like thunder. "Those who wore our uniform and sacrificed everything deserve the highest care this nation can provide. They deserve it first, before anyone else, before all others." The phrase, "before all others," echoed through the room. It wasn't subtle. It was a direct shot at Starmer wrapped in royal authority. And everyone knew exactly what it meant. Make sure you're subscribed because the story unfolding right now will completely transform how you see global power dynamics forever. Palace sources leaked the truth within hours. Charles has been funding homeless veteran shelters personally. His own money, his own accounts, housing British heroes his prime minister abandoned. A monarch doing what the elected government wouldn't. The streets erupted instantly. London, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool. Massive protests in every major city. Thousands flooding Parliament Square. Westminster Bridge shut down by police. These aren't radicals or activists. These are families, active soldiers, veterans in wheelchairs, middle-class Brits demanding accountability. Their chant shakes the buildings. Homes for heroes, not hotels for migrants. British veterans lined up outside Parliament, some missing limbs from IED explosions, others in wheelchairs, holding signs with Patterson's photo, asking why illegals get luxury while they sleep rough. The visual is crushing. Inside Westminster, panic mode. Cabinet meetings turning into screaming matches. 3 ministers privately told Starmer his policies are career suicide. 42 Labour MPs publicly distanced themselves from hotel spending. The parliamentary party is fracturing fast. Nigel Farage launched "Veterans Deserve Better" immediately. The campaign exploded. 8 points up in 7 days. Working-class voters fleeing Labour in massive numbers. Polls showing the biggest political shift in modern British history. American companies responded hard. Google announced emergency reviews of London operations. Microsoft moving key divisions to Dublin. Amazon reconsidering UK investments. Tech stocks crashed. Billions wiped out in 48 hours. The economic damage is mounting by the hour. Treasury officials in emergency sessions calculating losses. Analysts estimate hundreds of billions at risk in trade and investment. The US-UK deal worth $300 billion quietly shelved. Britain's post-Brexit recovery is dying before it starts. But money isn't the real crisis. This is about legitimacy. When a foreign president and your own king both question your judgment, when soldiers freeze while illegals enjoy spas, you've lost all moral authority. No spin fixes that. More veterans came forward daily. A pilot who flew combat missions over Afghanistan found sleeping in Manchester train station. A sergeant who lost both legs in Iraq living in a homeless shelter. A decorated sniper begging for change outside Buckingham Palace. Each story is more heartbreaking, each one going viral. Social media groups like British Heroes First gained 500,000 members in 2 weeks. They're organizing fundraisers, creating content, applying relentless pressure. The engagement numbers are insane. Algorithms pushing the content everywhere because people can't stop watching. Split-screen videos dominate every platform. Hotel luxury on one side, veteran homelessness on the other hand. The moral contrast is so devastating that even Starmer's allies can't defend it. These videos hit 2.3 million shares, 45 million engagements, 6 straight days trending globally. During Prime Minister's questions, Conservative MP Sarah Henderson stood with Patterson's photo. The chamber went silent. This man served 3 tours. He has medals for valor. He sleeps in a box. Migrants have hotel buffets. Explain this. Starmer collapsed, fumbling notes, voice shaking. His response made no sense even to Labour MPs. The man looked destroyed, broken, finished. More leaked footage dropped daily. Trump confronts Starmer again. Phone calls, private conversations. Each one is worse than the last. Each leak gets millions of views within hours. International pressure mounted. Australia raised concerns about Britain's speech restrictions. Canada questioned Starmer's policies. Even EU officials privately discussed whether Britain was losing democratic stability. Headlines across Europe are savage. Britain abandons heroes. UK government in crisis. Starmer losing control. American investors are pulling out fast. Business leaders relocating to Dublin and Frankfurt. London losing ground to European capitals. Financial confidence collapsing. The economic isolation is becoming real. Inside Number 10, sources describe total chaos. Ministers plotting exits, staff looking for new jobs, senior Labour officials discussing whether Starmer should resign. The question isn't if he survives, it's whether the government lasts the month. King Charles visited veteran shelters personally. Cameras captured everything. The King of England hugging homeless heroes, sitting with wounded soldiers, hearing their stories. A monarch stepping in where the government failed. The photos spread everywhere instantly. Reform UK surging in every poll. Farage is talking about early elections. Conservative MPs hammering Starmer daily. Each question is more brutal. Each answer is more pathetic. Labour backbenchers signing letters demanding policy reversals. Some refuse to defend Starmer publicly. The party infrastructure is crumbling. Donors pulling funding. Activists resigning. The whole operation fell apart. Behind closed doors, succession planning started. Who replaces Starmer? When does it happen? Can Labour survive with him? The conversations are getting desperate. The timeline is shortening daily. Trump's confrontation exposed a truth Britain couldn't ignore. 1.2 billion for illegals, 0 for heroes. The policy is indefensible. The priority was twisted. The leadership is morally bankrupt. This isn't fading, this is accelerating. Every day brings fresh outrage, new revelations, more pressure. The political earthquake is growing stronger. Starmer's legacy being written now. The Prime Minister who abandoned British heroes, the leader who lost his king's support, the politician who chose illegals over veterans. History won't forget. Britain won't forgive. The confrontation lasted minutes. The consequences will last generations. A government collapsing in real time. Leadership failure on a scale nobody's seen before. What do you think? Can Starmer survive this? Will British voters ever forgive him? Drop your thoughts below. Share this everywhere. The mainstream media is burying this story, but the truth needs to get out. This is history happening right now.